Hi guys, Martin Curry from Belief Media. In this quick video, we're going to look at how to remove the Our Team menu item from the vertical lateral menu and the Our Team menu item from the third vertical menu in the footer. Now, there are a couple of ways of doing this. Now, first and foremost, the Teams module now, this is your work team, so your staff, is really extensive. So you can cater for multiple locations, multiple brokers of different business types, credit reps, and so on. And this is all managed differently from within the system. In the most basic presentation, you're going to have a single company, a single office, and you'll probably render all your team staff members on a single page. So if I pull up Our Team now, it's going to give me 4 demo team members from The Simpsons. And if I select any of these, it'll take me through to a page where it details Homer Simpson. Now, in most cases, you'll have more detailed introductory text, perhaps a form or a calendar associated with that user. That's the open calendar, the same way we do on the book consultation page, and some other information. So that's just a demo, and it can be formatted in any way that floats your boat. The icons presented alongside each user are obviously customizable and so on. However, if you are a single broker and you don't have any support staff or anything else, so you work independently, there's no point including that Teams link. A little bit like it's a little bit like jumping into a car with a date, and the first thing you tell the person is you live at home in your mother's basement or something. You don't want people to know that your business is probably not as supported as some others. So you don't actively disclose that. And we've had a couple of people reach out quite recently, actually, who wanted help including their single profile within the Teams module. And I replied to all of them and said, don't bother, just remove it. And of course, the option to remove it was well hidden. So we've updated the system a little bit, and this video will detail the new method of removing that Teams link. Now, the first thing you can do, first and foremost, is let's look at the most basic method. So using the default setup. Right, so the default everything, and all you want to, that's the default menus, and all you want to do is remove the team member. So from the website menu, select website management, and we're going to select here the Teams module, the entry page here. This is the little Teams icon here, and the entry page shows the various options. Now, up the top is probably most important, because if you are creating a team, the very first thing you need to do is create a business location, a business profile, a business branding profile, and define your opening hours, the standard opening hours, and holiday trading hours, and then sync those details to the applicable website. Again, you may have multiple websites. Certainly for a franchise setup, everything will be very different across various websites. So what we're going to do is look at this little menu item up here. So website Teams status. Okay, I'm going to open that up. I'm going to select one of our demo sites, Teams module active, and I'm going to select here no, assuming the menu works for me. There we go. And again, I'll just show you here. The Teams menu item is the third one along, and here the Teams menu is the second one along. I'm going to submit this. I've just noticed here there's a couple of errors actually on this form. You probably won't pick up on them, but it's cosmetic and I'll fix them later. So I'm going to submit that, and website team status updated. This will clear the cache associated with your footer and your header. So it can take about 5 or 6 seconds, because there are hundreds, thousands even, of pages that may be cached. So I'm going to go back here and refresh this page. It's going to rebuild the cache, so it might take a second or two, and we'll have a look at that footer towards the top and bottom. So it's been replaced here in the footer with Book Strategy Call. And the Teams link is now deactivated. If I scroll to the top, ignore that header broadcast message there. That's just a demo feature. And again, the third menu item along, which used to be Teams, is now Book Appointment. It's just replacing with something. This can be replaced with nothing, by the way. That's an option that we'll introduce to you if we need to, but Book Appointment just works fine. It keeps the it's an extra button for someone to follow you through to your appointment page, despite the fact there's a large one here. So that's the easiest method of doing what of removing that link. So that's that. Now the other option is a little bit more extensive. So you've got these website header and website footer icons here. Let's just look at the website footer menu option, because it's identical to that of the vertical menu up the top. And from here we select that, and the first option presented to us is footer menus, and we just go through and pick out the menu that we would like assigned in the footer of our website and select that send button. And as we do so, the cache is cleared and the new footer menu is applied. There is a video that details this. How many menu items are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I like 8 menu items on each row, or each column I should say, if we don't use the login button, because the login button itself can also be removed. And I'll detail that in another quick video. It's very easy to do, almost identical what I've just described. Now, how do we create those menus? We create those menus, via the website management menu. We're going to select the third panel along, so the third website management page. So we use this right chevron icon through to the second menu, select it again, and it brings up the menus item just here. It says footer menus, but it's actually footer and header menus. I'll select that. If I create a menu here from the create menu, the first thing I need to do is define whether it's a lateral menu or a vertical menu, because the returned options for the actual menu just differs a small amount. So menu orientation, vertical menu or lateral menu. If we're doing a footer menu, it's a vertical menu, and we'll select one of the demo categories. Open that up, and you've got all these different options that apply to the page. More often than not, you're just going to alter these options here. So you'll select a page and give it a title, and optionally select an icon. Certainly for the lateral menu, you'll probably select an icon. They're presented a little bit differently. We use just the right arrow by default, except for the home button, which has a little home icon. Down the bottom, it's just the right arrow that we use. But you can alter that. If you don't select an icon, it will default to that which I've just shown. Once you've created the menu, click Save. The important thing is there, when you update the menu on the front page, you will have to define 3 menus. So you will have to define all of these with a specific menu. So you're going to have to create 3 vertical menus there to replace the default values. If you try and submit 2 and leave 1 empty, it will give you an error message and ask you to create that third. So that's that. But again, guys, I'll just run through it. From the website management module, to disable that link very quickly, if you're a single team member, click on team members. That will bring up the team entry page. That's the team and business entry page. Business options are along here, where we can create locations and profiles and set the opening times, and then sync that data to specific websites and so on. So website team status, we'll open that, select the website, and Teams module active. We'll select yes. I'll refresh this page once again. This book strategy call will be replaced by the Teams link. And that only applies, it only applies when you're using our default menu, so that which is initially applied. If you have your own custom menus, then it will be moot. Nothing will change. You can change that option as many times as you like, but nothing's going to happen. So that's that. If you've got any questions or inquiries, 0400 777 300, call or text at any time. And our website, beliefmedia.com.au. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.